everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Lola, and on today's video we're going to be talking about 20 things to avoid while pregnant. If this is your first time of being on my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Please do well to hit that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so that anytime I post a new video, you get notified about it first. Also like this video if you like what you see, and that would encourage me to know the kind of videos you like and the kind of videos to film for you. So let's get into today's video. There's a lot of construction going on around me, so you may hear some knocking sounds. And I need to get a lapel mic. I really need to, because I think that would help with these sounds. So let's get into the video. A mom of a little baby boy who is like almost one. I can't even believe he's almost one. So all these 20 things I'm going to be telling you, some I knew about already. I mean, some of them are obvious, like alcohol, smoking, that's obvious. But some of them I was like, what? So we need to avoid this in pregnancy. So yeah, I'll be telling you those. Okay, so number one is medication. Yes, while pregnant, there's some medication that you need to avoid. Any kind of medication or supplements or vitamins, make sure to inform your doctor or your OBGYN so that they can let you know if it's safe to use while pregnant, because some of them, and in fact a lot of medication is not suitable to be used during pregnancy for many reasons, and a lot of these points that I'm going to be making, the reasons are they could cause birth defects, they could cause harm to you and your baby while pregnant, or they could pose a risk for your baby even when they're born. For example, smoking could cause asthma. Even if it's not something that is in your family, that child may be at the risk of having asthma when they're born. So that's number one, medication. Number two, sleeping positions. For sleeping positions, you would actually realize this yourself when you get well into your second and third trimester. That's when your baby is becoming bigger and the belly is heavier and all that. You find that when you sleep on your back, sometimes you feel like, for me, I used to feel like I was short of breath after a while, so I would have to sleep on my side. They'll also say not to sleep on your right side or your left side. I'm not sure which one of them, because there's a nerve or a vein that takes blood from your heart to the rest of your body, so not to cause any kind of they say not to sleep on that side. But sincerely, I slept however comfortable I felt, and I realized actually that sometimes when I sleep on one side, my feet may feel numb. That feeling like when blood is not flowing. See, pregnancy, you go through so many things, you'll be like, whoa. Number three is alcohol. I mean, that goes without saying, although I know some people that have taken beer while pregnant, but definitely not spirits, nothing too strong. Maybe a glass of beer every now and then, but please, if you can stay off it, because I mean, you don't want to create something that could have been avoided. Number four, smoking, cigarettes. Whether you are the one smoking or you have someone that smokes in your house, so you're like a secondary smoker, or is it passive smoker they call it, whichever the case is, please try to avoid this. If you have a smoker in the house, let the person go outside, because you're going to be putting that child at risk, and it's so unnecessary. Number five, raw fish. You may be like, who is eating raw fish? Well, if you like sushi, if you like sashimi, you may be consuming raw fish. So tend towards the cooked proteins in sushi. Number six, deli meat. Those meat slices you put in sandwiches and in salads and things like that. This was a shock to me. But yeah, deli meat, your cold cuts, they are not very safe to consume during pregnancy because they could have some, they could have some bacteria. I think it's salmonella. They could have something that could cause an infection while pregnant, or could no, not birth defects, actually. They could cause an infection while pregnant, and because of the limit of medication that you can use in pregnancy, you don't want to expose yourself to something that you can't take the medication for. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. Number 7, sushi. I think I already mentioned raw fish, so they all fall in the same category of, you know, raw fish, sushi and things. But if you're going to be buying sushi, even if it's not raw fish, make sure you buy it from a place that you trust, that they're very clean and you know they maintain 100% hygiene in their kitchen, because anything that has to do with like food consumption, like handling of your food, you want to be sure that you're getting the best quality. Number 8 is shellfish. Now this was also a shock to me. So things like crab, snails, you know, actually for the snail one, there's I'll call it a myth. There's a myth in my culture where they say if you eat snails while pregnant, your child would drool too much. Like they'll say, oh mama lato, like drool. If you know about this myth, leave a comment below, you guys. Like, all the things you hear in pregnancy are so funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but I did have snails like once or twice. I'm not really a big snail eater, and my son did not drool uncontrollably. He drooled normally like when he was teething. So some of these things may be myths, some maybe, you know, but just be sure you're consuming good, clean, wholesome foods. Number 9, fish high in mercury. So fish without scales, they're usually high in mercury because the scale serves as a barrier to, you know, the fish absorbing any kind of nonsense in the ocean. So things like catfish, which is a bottom feeder, things like, I think, shark, any fish that doesn't have scale, try and avoid in pregnancy. Yeah, but if it's catfish that is locally grown, like in ponds, I think that's okay to consume. Number 10, soft cheeses. So things like brie, they say not to consume them. Nigerians are not very big on eating cheese, but if you do personally, maybe you should stick to the harder cheeses like your mozzarella, parmesan, or like your cheddar cheeses, things like that. And your cheese slices, those sandwich slices, they're okay to consume. Number 11, liver. Liver has a lot of vitamin A, and vitamin A in pregnancy could cause birth defects. I'll tell you something else about vitamin A that I really miss. This I didn't know about. So yeah, liver, if you're going to consume, there's a very tiny portion amount that you can consume, but you definitely cannot be having liver every day. Number 12, unpasteurized juices. Now so like freshly squeezed juices, I don't know, they may, because they are so fresh, the possibility of them, you know, going bad in a short time if they're not well preserved or being contaminated is very high. That's why unpasteurized juices are not encouraged. But if you're going to be squeezing it yourself in your house, you're sure of the freshness of the fruits, for example orange juice, or wherever you get it from, you're sure it's freshly squeezed, like right there as you're getting it, and consume the same day, I think is fine. Number 13, this one shocked me, oh you guys. Zobo, hibiscus leaf tea, hibiscus flower drink, that family, that Zobo family. And the reason is because they're known to induce pregnancy because they soften the cervix. So there's something in it that softens the cervix and is known to induce labor. Sorry, not pregnancy. Is known to induce labor. I've actually seen someone who drank hibiscus leaf tea and she was using it to induce her labor. I think her baby had gone past 40 weeks or something, and she actually went into labor. So, and how I even found out was so funny. That day I was at work and I was so thirsty and I was just craving something sour, because in pregnancy, especially your first trimester, most of your cravings are for sour things. So I was like, I want something sour that has a little bit of ginger, that is not too sweet, and Zobo is your best bet. So I sent someone to get me Zobo, and they got me 2 cold bottles of delicious Zobo, and I took the first sip and I took the second sip, and mind you, I mean, while pregnant, or when you're pregnant, you'll be I don't know, you just want to be sure that everything you're taking is okay to be consumed. So I was like, let me just Google this stuff. Can I consume Zobo? Lo and behold, people of God, Zobo, hibiscus leaf tea, lamica, sobolo, sorrel drink, whatever you call it, can induce labor. So even if you want to take Zobo, maybe take it in your final weeks. So number 14, steam baths. So any external heat, when your body is overheated, it can cause the death of the fetus. Yes, when your body is overheated, it can cause death to the fetus. That's why like when you're sick, when you have if a pregnant woman has malaria or anything, fever, something like that, it's always a big deal. Even though while you're pregnant, it may not be a big deal. Just use some medication and you're good. And those medications that you use for fever, a lot of them are not to be used while pregnant. So that's why it's a big deal, because there's a limit to what you can use to treat those things. So when your body temperature is too high, it can cause, it can affect your unborn baby. So using steam baths or things like saunas, which is my number, is it 15 or 16? Using sauna, sitting down in a steam bath, those things are basically not allowed while pregnant. Next, paints. So like painting your house, because they contain some fumes that may be dangerous, to you and your baby. It's better not to paint your house while you're pregnant, or if you do, maybe stay away for like a few days. Let all the fumes go, and then you can come back. Next is hair dyes. For the same reason, for paints, they could cause some of those harmful ingredients could seep into your hair, seep into your bloodstream through your scalp. You guys Google this stuff. I'm not making this stuff up. Number 17, I believe, relaxer. Same reason. Relaxers the harmful ingredients, the fumes, they could enter your bloodstream and cause it. Although, sincerely, I think these things are like on the extreme side, but it's good to know, It's good to know. 19, you guys, this one is still like paining me. I told you guys about liver and vitamin A. Yes, vitamin A is not only present in, edibles, it's also present in your skincare. Retinol, oh my God, like I love retinol. I used to use retinol prior to being pregnant, and I had to stop because they could cause birth defects. Yes, vitamin A causes birth defects. Even in while nursing, while breastfeeding, it's not advisable to use retinol, which I still haven't started using because I'm still nursing, but very soon we're gonna be so yeah, that's actually very important. Number 20, actually before I tell you number 20, I'm going to give you one bonus one, and that is using ultraviolet rays. So I have this skincare device that has the lights, like red lights, yellow lights, no, not yellow, red, blue and green, like the light therapy and the ultraviolet vibrations and all that stuff that is for skincare. And I got this like literally a week before I found out I was pregnant, and I couldn't use it all through 2019. Basically, I couldn't use it because they are harmful to your unborn baby. They are. It's actually written on the box of the device not to use while pregnant. So my number last is, don't miss your appointments, your antenatal appointment, your doctor's appointment. Please don't miss your appointments. In your first trimester, I think you go every 3 weeks, depending on your hospital, but I think that's usually what it is. In your second trimester, you go every 2 weeks, and in your third trimester, you go every week. Please don't miss these appointments, because that's where they check your weight, they check your, you know, the salt, no, the sugar content in your urine. What do I say? The protein content in your urine. They check your blood pressure, and these things are indications of a lot of things. I told you guys, if you've seen my birth story, I told you guys how in my third trimester they found out I had preeclampsia, high blood pressure, protein in the urine, and my son had to be born earlier than planned, you know, through emergency CS. So yeah, it's a life-threatening thing. You could be at risk, your child could be at risk, and the only way to know is when you go for your appointments. So please don't miss your appointments. And that's it. I've come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, thank you so much for watching up until this time. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, share this video with your pregnant friends, sisters, cousins, you know, expecting moms. Tell them, hang your faith onto this and your baby will come soon. And thank you for putting up with all the noise, like all the knocking sounds, you guys. I don't know, I have no choice. This is just how we gotta make it work. We gotta roll with it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.